welcome to Film Friday! Woo! It's been a while, hasn't it? I know. Haven't done a Film Friday in a while. Well, I did one for Arsenic and Old Lace, I guess. But yeah, it is the holiday season. So of course we're going to do a holiday movie. And I am slowly starting to get the Christmas decorations out. I have my little Pill Pal pet polar bears, which is fun to say and also fun to make. I will have the tutorial linked down below if you want to make these little cuties. Yes, they are based off of the Coca-Cola bears. And here is a close-up of the baby bear from the Pill Pal Pets. Isn't he cute? And there's Mama Bear or Daddy Bear. I can't remember. Whoever it is in the commercial. This is my friend Cassandra at Craftably Ever After. She made the cute little buddy bear, and I transformed it into what I think Snow Miser would look like as a polar bear. I still want to make Heat Miser as well. So I'm excited for that project. I don't know if it'll happen this year, but it'll happen some year. So yeah, I made him a few years ago. But this is her buddy bear pattern. It's free on her website. I will link her website down below. It's a free PDF. And you can make this cute little guy and transform him into anything you want. This was a really fun project. But we are here to talk about a particular Christmas film that I absolutely love. In fact, it was the inspiration for Teresa and my Film to Fiber. If you want to know more about that, the video's linked down below. Today we are talking about the one, the only, the quintessential Christmas film, White Christmas. This movie is magical, musical, beautiful. I love this film. In fact, I love it so much that I knew I needed some merch. So I went on Etsy to see what these beautiful, talented, crafty people had in their stores, and I found this sweatshirt, and I absolutely love it. This looks like it would be an actual billboard advertisement for the real White Christmas Wallace and Davis production at the Lodge. This wonderful sweatshirt was created by this Etsy shop. I will link them down below. You should check them out. They have lots of things. I bought another one from them as well. Cannot wait to wear it. So you'll have to wait and see what that one is. But I am so excited to talk about White Christmas. Is White Christmas my favorite Christmas film of all time? I don't know, but it is up there. Top 3. Definitely top 3. Oh, that movie is just, even when you just watch that movie, it just feels like Christmas, you know? It is filled with so many stars and memorable moments, and I wish I could make an ornament from like every one of my favorite scenes, but that would take me years. I am going to give you behind the scenes facts. I am going to give you some fun little trivia bits that you can use and impress your family. I can give you some things that might help you on Jeopardy. We're going to talk about the music, the dancing, the acting, the moments on screen that were not planned, and all kinds of wonderful things. White Christmas, Bing Crosby, Kaye, Vera Ellen, and Rosemary Clooney. 1954. White Christmas. This movie is quintessential Christmas. It just is. White Christmas is actually based on a screenplay by Krasna, Panama, and Frank, I believe, with, of course, music and lyrics by the one and only Irving Berlin. White Christmas, where did that come from? Well, White Christmas was a song written in 1940 by Irving Berlin and then recorded in 1942 by Bing Crosby. But do you know the first movie White Christmas was actually in? Holiday Inn, 1943. And it won an Oscar for Best Song. Not only that, but Bing Crosby, specifically his version of White Christmas, is the best-selling single of all time. It has sold over 50 million copies worldwide. The song came first, then the screenplay, then the movie. But who would play who? Well, they love the idea of Bing Crosby, obviously. If you're gonna have White Christmas in the movie and call it White Christmas, you need Bing Crosby, clearly. So he was gonna be a lead, but who would be his right-hand man? Well, it was supposed to be Fred Astaire, but Fred Astaire couldn't do it. And they wrote the part specifically for Fred Astaire. That's always risky when you do that, when you have one person in mind and then they can't do it. So their next option was Donald O'Connor. He was in movies like Singing in the Rain and I Love Melvin and Call Me Madam. That name's gonna come up again. he really wanted to do it, and then he got sick. And I feel bad, because I think Donald O'Connor would have done a great job. But I think we can all admit, Danny Kaye was perfect. He was perfect for this. Also, if we didn't have Danny Kaye, who else can sing The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing? No one. No one should. But Danny Kaye was perfect. Not only that, but he is a great improviser. So he and Bing Crosby could just work so well together, because Bing would improvise stuff. According to Rosemary Clooney, he improvised the entire scene where they're having sandwiches together. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie and of any comedy ever, the dressing room scene. That is just so good. The banter is so quick. You could tell some stuff was improvised, but you could tell some stuff was rehearsed. Obviously, the tossing the clothes back and forth was rehearsed. So good. So they got Danny Kaye. Okay, now the ladies. We have Rosemary Clooney, who really wanted to do this film because she's always wanted to work with Bing Crosby. She said she was in awe of his talent. That's a pretty big praise. So Rosemary Clooney would play Betty, the older sister, who in real life was actually 7 years younger than Vera Ellen. But nobody could tell. She looked like the older sister to me. And then to play Judy Haynes, they got Vera Ellen. Apparently Vera Ellen was too short, so they had to change her high heels to add some lifts to her. Okay, I couldn't tell, could you? You may already know this fact that Vera Ellen suffered from anorexia, and so that's why she was always wearing the high collars, so you couldn't see what it was doing to her neck. But it just so happened that she looks great in high collars, so there you go. Edith Head was the costume designer. Of course she was, because she is the queen of the screen. All of her costumes are just stunning. So Vera Ellen plays Judy Haynes, and at one point, she is dancing with Danny Kaye in The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing, my father's favorite dance number. She's wearing that beautiful pink dress, and he's in that gray suit, and they do this one little thing at the very end where she's supposed to go around him, and he turns her around his body, and unfortunately, he trips her. And it's in the movie. They left it because it was one of the best takes, and she recovered like a pro. I mean, you can't even tell unless you're really looking for it, which of course now all of you will be looking for it, I know. She tripped twice. There's a moment where she's dancing on that boat and she almost falls off, and you can tell, but she maintained her balance and it was great. You can see the moment where she almost falls off that boat, and that would have been bad because she might have gotten really hurt, so. But for some reason, when you read all of these articles, they only mention one incident. Nobody ever mentions both at the same time, which I think is really interesting. Rosemary could sing her little heart out, but she could not dance. And Vera could dance around anyone, but she could not sing. Now what? Okay, so Vera can't sing. What are they gonna do? Clearly she sings. Rosemary Clooney had a best friend named Trudy Stevens, and Trudy matched Rosemary's voice close enough. So sometimes it sounds like Rosemary is singing both parts, which there actually is a rumor that that's what happened, but you can tell it's a different person. If you listen close enough, it's not the same person. So Trudy Stevens was the dubbing voice for Vera Ellen. And can we please bring back dubbing? Seriously? There is one time in this movie where Vera Ellen sings. Do you know when that is? It's her true singing voice. It's one word, and it's not during a song. Off the train, they do the little snow, 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 snow all over again. That is Vera Ellen. Just going, snow. That's Vera Ellen. She could sing that much. And actually, there is a variety show that showcased her dancing with Ray Bolger. Yes, the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. And you get to hear her actually sing. She's not half bad, but I can see why they needed to replace her as well. Ah, but how do you dub feet? Well, Bob Fosse, the genius that he is, choreographs it in such a way you can't tell Rosemary can't dance. Bravo.
And while we're on the subject of Bob Fosse, he is the uncredited choreographer for the whole movie. Yes, the Bob Fosse, master choreographer, has 0 credit. If it wasn't because of interviews, we would never know he had any part of this movie. That is such a crime. See? They don't even list a choreographer. Because it's him. Yeah, this still makes me mad.
Now, I bet people know the song Snow. That's where they're in the club car and they're all singing about snow. Fun fact, that song actually had nothing to do with snow when they first wrote it. It was called Free, and it was for a completely different movie. I mentioned it already. Call Me Madam, with Ethel Merman, Vera Ellen, George Sanders, and Donald O'Connor. But they changed the lyrics and thought it worked better for White Christmas. They were right. But wouldn't that have been interesting in Call Me Madam? We might have lost one of my favorite songs from Call Me Madam if that happened. That would be sad. You want me to talk about that movie on the channel? Let me know. It's good.
Dean Jagger plays Major General Thomas F. Waverly. He is a crusty general, but of course he's got a heart of gold, and you can see there's a big softy to him as well, which I think that Wallace and Davis both pick up on. You can tell he has a real soft side, especially with his granddaughter Susan, played by Anne Whitfield. Susan is the epitome of sweetness and innocence. I absolutely love her character. I wish she had more screen time, and I think she gets totally overlooked in this film. She's not a big star, but she's absolutely perfect. And then there's Mary Wicks. She plays Emma Allen, the housekeeper, kind of almost a governess to Susan, and the cutest little busybody ever. I love her character so much. Mary Wicks always had the comedic chops and the comedic timing that was better than a lot of men. She is absolutely perfect in this film, and I just wanted to highlight these 3 because they get overlooked a lot.
Don't forget, please join Teresa at Critters Crochet and myself as we show you our projects that we made based on White Christmas on December 12th at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel, The Spoonie Stitcher. It will be streamed on Teresa's channel as well. We are so excited. We haven't told each other what we're doing. I don't think Teresa's gonna guess what I'm doing. I went a little bit out of the box, so we'll see. I wish I could do all the things that are in my head, but I can't. I actually gave you a small hint in this video on my inspiration. Did you catch it? Let me know in the comments down below what you think I'm making and what you think about White Christmas. Is this one of your favorite films too? Or what is a film you have to watch every holiday season? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for another Film Friday. I know you love these. I'll try to do a couple more before 2026. We'll see. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and spoonies can stitch it up too. Bye.